Welcome.
Kia ora. Got a few slides to show you. I'm going to try and talk quickly so we can ask questions afterwards. I live in Maraha, and for those of you who don't know Maraha, it's a small pocket within the Innes ward. It's quite a sort of mixed area. We've got areas that are well off, and we've got areas of real deprivation. I'll put the deprivation index up for you as well. We've had quite a few earthquake impacts in our community, which are still ongoing. We lost our community centre, which has had a huge impact. We've lost lots of schools. We've lost community capacity. Our community group that used to run our community centre has just disappeared, and unfortunately some of the people have actually died. We've got deprivation issues, we've got damaged road, and we've still got damaged infrastructure, which I know is an issue across many areas of the city. So I've just got a few photos of some nice little ones for you. This is Aylesford Street. Aylesford Street's not very good land. You can see in the photo on the left that the road has dropped. So we've got a nice little sort of staircase effect with the footpath, which isn't very safe. I've snapped, sent and solved that several times and nothing has ever happened. And you can see when it rains, it doesn't actually drain. And my poor geriatric blind Jack Russell fell off it one day, which was quite sad too. Flockton Street has now got a new Flockton basin. The road just keeps slumping away, but fortunately it's slowing the traffic down, so every cloud does have a silver lining. And you know, this is the state of some of our footpaths. It's pretty sad, and I think it's really important that the maintenance budget across the city is actually able to meet the need, that we're not just going around and continuing to sweat the asset and just not do basic maintenance. This is just around the corner from me in Ferguson Street, where the roads are in quite poor condition as well. You know, they're just breaking. It's quite sad. So we have had some investment post-earthquake. We've got drainage, thank God. We've finally started rebuilding at Maraha Primary and Maraha High School. It's good to see some really lovely social housing going up, and we're now getting more high density housing with infill housing. We've got a temporary pump track at 10 Shirley Road, and we have had nothing else since the earthquake really except the motorway and traffic. We need a really good budget for traffic calming, and it needs to be holistic. There have been a couple of projects where it's been siloed off, and that's not the way to deal with traffic. We need the needs of the local community to be prioritised. We lost our community centre. There were some decisions made post-earthquake that caused a few issues around that and delayed the rebuild, and then I think it's got to the stage council's run out of money and have just put it on the back burner. You know, this is an article from the last long-term plan written and stuff about how Shirley was a forgotten suburb and without a community centre. We've got a little building gone up at McFarlane Park, which is really great, but we want something for the wider community. So we need meeting spaces, we need civic run spaces, we want a modern library, and we want a community hub. Looking across the city, the facilities that work well are the ones that have got multiple things on one site. It's a beautiful site backing onto Dudley Creek, and I think to create a legacy for the future residents of that area would be really wonderful after what they've been through. We've got a really diverse population, and we're all ratepayers too. We'd like to be considered when you're making decisions. So thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. We'll come to the end of the 3 minutes, but I mean, you've made a very powerful presentation, Joe, so thank you very much. Sorry? Are we going to break? Okay.
Thank you. Joe, would you like to see, I guess as a minimum for 10 Shirley Road site, the reinstatement of the actual budget that was on in the 2015 long-term plan?
I think we're realistic. We know there's no money in the short term, but I think we need to start doing some planning. I think if we use money from the sale of properties on Slater Street and Hills Road, we use money from either the sale or rent of the current library site, and we accumulate the money from development fees, I think we could soon get enough money to restore that site and do what the community wants on that site.
But you want a properly funded planning framework for your community.
We do. Yeah. And we're realistic that it may not be in the short term.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Very helpful.